Welcome back to the show. We got so much good news for crypto, we can't waste any time. Somebody roll that beautiful intro. Let's go.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.79 trillion market cap for crypto, up 1.7, getting closer to that 4 trillion mark. I can feel the market wants to break loose. Bitcoin 105,000 plus, Ethereum 3,300, almost 3,400. XRP 318, we're up 1.3 on the 24, off 1.8 on the 20 on the 7 day, excuse me. We see right here $3.18 ranging between 305 and 320. We're at the top side of that range. I hope it keeps going. Take a look at this right here. It's a new promo for XRP Las Vegas, baby.
2025 is well underway, and the future of XRP has never looked brighter. With a pro-crypto president and Congress, the possibilities are endless. Exciting things are happening, and you need to be a part of it. Join the XRP family this May 30th and 31st at the iconic MGM Grand in Las Vegas for XRP Las Vegas 2025, the ultimate gathering for XRP enthusiasts, investors, and visionaries. Connect with industry leaders, gain exclusive insights, and celebrate the future of XRP in style. This is your chance to be at the heart of the action. Don't wait. Tickets are going fast. Secure yours now at XRPLasVegas.com and join the XRP family in Las Vegas at the world's largest XRP conference, XRP Las Vegas 2025. See you there.
No doubt about it. And take a listen to this. Ray Fuentes just sat down with the one and only Greg Kidd from Hard Yaka, an original employee at Ripple. Take a listen.
Hats off to, Ripple and the XRP crowd. They led the charge in terms of showing that you could fight for the right to have clear rules for the industry. And they're finally getting rewarded for it. It's taken 4 years, but hats off to the Ripple team for what they've done.
Earlier today, the team had the opportunity to interview DAI and Brad Kimes. So as you were speaking, I'm imagining that little room that you once started in has now evolved into a conference of thousands and thousands of people. So kudos to you, kudos to Brad Kimes and DAI and the likes, the whole team at Ripple. Now, with that being said, and speaking on that wonderful journey that you've been on, Greg, I've got to also say that I've been on a fortunate journey myself, and I've actually had the wonderful opportunity to brush elbows and cross paths with you recently at the Uphold Ripple event around Money 2020, which is the leading fintech conference in Las Vegas. Before that, it was at a Link2 hosted conference in Portugal, where you flew in and discussed all things digital assets, fintech, and all things revolutionary tech. So like you, sir, I've had just a blessed opportunity to be in the room with someone like you. And so I got to ask you, sir, speaking of conferences, are you going to be showing up to Link2's upcoming conference on February 18th at their headquarters?
I'm not sure why I wouldn't. I'm not in charge of my own schedule. So I lost control of my email and my text messaging and scheduling long ago. So I'll.
But you know what? You may get to meet him, and Tim Draper and Robert O'Connell. And I tell you, this is a remarkable opportunity. Look, how many times do you get to brush elbows with billionaires like this? Make the investment in yourself. Get the ticket to the Link2 AI conference. Get your ticket to XRP Las Vegas. I'm telling you, these experiences you cannot replace. There's no question about it, and it's going to be remarkable on both fronts. Tickets underneath the video. Click the link. Get your tickets today. Welcome home to this guy, Ross Ulbricht, which was the first crypto-related pardon and executive order that went on here since the president has taken office here. And this is amazing. Shout out to him and his family. And I can't wait to learn more as he decides to re-engage with the community again. Shout out to the Digital Chamber here as they got together with 70 plus members, kicked off the 119th Congress by speaking directly to policymakers about the importance of U.S.-based digital asset innovation. The work doesn't stop. That's the key here. And shout out to everybody on the Digital Chamber here for helping to educate people on Capitol Hill and helping to shape and influence policy. No doubt about it. Nobody does it better. Breaking right here, President Trump did sign the crypto executive order to create national digital asset stockpile, and the Bitcoin maxis have begun to melt down, calling it a crap coin phase first. We all go through a crap poop coin craze first. Look, I mean, this is what's going on. This is what the Bitcoin maxis are really about here. This has nothing to do with price. This changes nothing about Bitcoin market structure. But this was a political rug job brought to you by David Sachs and his parasites surrounding him. Strategic Bitcoin reserve is dead now. Shitcoin stockpile stands in its place. Be honest about it. Would you be honest about the fact that Bitcoin is like the first cell phone and no one has the first cell phone anymore? You want to bring some honesty to the conversation. And Peter McCormick chiming in, just as hard-headed. But you know what? Let it be what it's going to be. Because here's a news flash. Bitcoin derangement syndrome is real. Utility is coming, Peter. And if Bitcoin doesn't do something to remain relevant in the next phase of adoption, which will be utility as the price driver, it's going to be a tough go for Bitcoin maxis. How about that for honesty? Full disclosure, I hold a significant position in Bitcoin. I'm rational about how I assess my portfolio. Never be afraid to ask the hard questions about what you hold. Just like I spent the last 3 years of the court case having to try to stomach XRP being a security and how it could still possibly work, and it doesn't. But we weren't afraid to look at it every single day to try to get our minds wrapped around it. So the same scrutinous eye that we've put on XRP, we're putting on Bitcoin. And they better find some utility quick, because if they don't find their way into that strategic Bitcoin reserve, I got news for you. It's not going to look so shiny in the number 1 spot. I'll let you figure it out from there. Seems how they're so sharp and all. The SEC has officially rescinded SAB 121. Here it is. This could help save Bitcoin. The retailers from across the river that haven't gotten into crypto directly could choose to get Bitcoin because they still don't know it doesn't do a whole lot. And it's expensive and slow. It's a fact. That's not maxi talk. We're just dealing with the pros and cons, right? Just like one of the cons of XRP is that it really doesn't get its value until we get clear legislative clarity, and then the world can start using it together inside the financial system once we have tokenized all the traditional market products, from stable coins, central bank digital currencies, to stocks and bonds and so forth. And that has been the room for the children to run. This is what allowed the Bitcoin maxis and the ETH maxis to run their flap. Because they think that this market won't change. They think that this market, the way it's been for more than a decade, is the way it will be. And that is the mind of a short-sighted human. Soon they will find out rescinding this SAB 121 is going to be good for all of crypto. Meanwhile, in the meantime, Ripple requests an April 2025 deadline as the SEC appeals the court's ruling on XRP, and we could even see the case dismissed or dropped. This is the appeal now, you remember. Stuart Alderati had this to say. First of all, Senator Cynthia Lummis said SAB 121 was disastrous for banking industry and only stunted American innovation and advancements of digital assets, which was the goal at the time. She says, I am thrilled to see it repealed and get the SEC back on track to fulfilling its intended mission. And then Stuart Alderati says here, double click on that. Now let's dismiss these baseless cases with no fraud, no victims, just a political agenda to cripple the U.S. crypto industry. They're a massive waste of government time and resources. Well said. And that's why we're hoping that this deadline gets pushed up and that the SEC will eventually just settle this case and do away with the frivolous, erroneous appeal in place. And here is David Sachs. You're going to want every single bit of this. All on 123, Senator Lummis Banking Subcommittee Digital Assets. She's been made the chair of that. Trump Executive Order Crypto Council Group. And then the SEC removing the SAB 121. Now, this is in the first week of President Trump's presidency. Now, listen here, because David Sachs is not only going to talk about that executive order, he's also going to talk about what the Trump and Melania coin are. And you and I may want to start coming up with a coin soon.
The man the president says is the man. David, thank you for joining us, first of all. Second of all, is this promises made, promises kept? Because Donald Trump said on July 27th that he would stop federal agencies from targeting the crypto industry. He made good on that promise today, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, President Trump campaigned to be the first crypto president. He gave a now famous speech in Nashville where he described how he was going to change the regulatory environment for crypto. And he has now acted on that promise. He signed this executive order today. He's directed our working group to produce a regulatory framework that's going to encourage innovation in crypto in the United States, keeping the industry onshore rather than driving it offshore, which is what was happening under the Biden administration.
I want to get to that framework in just a second. First, the executive order halts what President Trump calls aggressive enforcement actions and overreach. What is he talking about there?
Yeah, well, Edward, for the last 4 years, the Biden administration has basically prosecuted and persecuted crypto companies, really driving them offshore. I've heard so many outrageous stories by founders, by entrepreneurs. The Biden administration would not tell them what the rules of the road were, and they would then get prosecuted. And what the industry wants more than anything else is regulatory clarity. They're saying, just tell us what the rules are, we will abide by them. And the Biden administration would never do that. And because of that, all the innovation was basically moving offshore, and America was about to lose this technology of the future. And we want that innovation happening here in the United States, and I think it now will happen in the United States because President Trump has declared that the U.S. must be the crypto capital of the world.
So it creates this working group that you will chair. What will you be looking for, and what type of guidelines are you looking to put out?
Yeah, so a few areas. So number one, market structure. We need to define what is a security, what's a commodity, what's a digital asset or collectible. So there's a few different categories here. So defining the market structure is important. Second area is stable coins. I think stable coins are a really interesting area. It gives us the opportunity to extend the dollar's dominance internationally. We can basically create a digital dollar that people all over the world will use. And then the third area that we're going to look at is we're evaluating this national stockpile for digital assets. We haven't created it yet, but we're going to study that issue.
So looking at the stockpile, haven't made the decision to go forward? Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. Yeah, we're going to evaluate that. We have not decided to do it yet. But we need to study that.
Is crypto an asset or a currency then?
Well, when you're talking about digital assets, it can be multiple things. I mean, you've got digital assets that are securities, you've got digital assets that are commodities, you've got digital assets that are collectibles like NFTs or meme coins. So, you're talking about a whole vast area of innovation. And so digital assets can be a number of different things. And that's why you need a clear regulatory framework that says, which areas are which. What are the definitions? And that's what founders need. Founders just need clarity around those definitions. They need to know what the rules of the road are so that they can abide by those rules and be confident that if they succeed in the United States, they're not going to get arbitrarily prosecuted.
So how far is the U.S. behind, do you believe, the rest of the world, and how fast will this help catch up?
We're going to catch up really fast. I mean, the innovation was starting to move offshore. There are places like Singapore, even places in Europe that were ahead of us. But now I think it's going to change very fast. Really, if you look at Silicon Valley and the technology industry in general, the U.S. leads in virtually every category, and crypto is one of the few exceptions. And I think that's going to be very, very quickly rectified because of President Trump's executive order today.
I want to get your take on the Trump coin, which started right before he took office. Are you concerned about a conflict of interest there?
I don't think so. I think the Trump coin is a collectible. Like I mentioned, there's different categories of digital assets. That's a collectible. It's like a baseball card or a stamp. People buy it because they want to commemorate something. So this is just my personal opinion. I'm not a regulator, but my personal opinion is that it's totally fine.
So this executive order bans agencies from developing a central bank digital currency. Why is that?
Well, CBDCs are a real threat to freedom and liberty. What you're talking about there is moving to a central bank digital currency that would be run out of Washington by the Fed and would basically gradually replace cash and catalog everybody's transactions. And it could lead to new laws and dictates about how people spend their money. So I think people are very concerned that that could be an Orwellian path to go down. No one wants to go down that path. And I think we can create stable coins, basically digital dollars, without doing that. So the executive order is really clear. We want to create a regulatory framework for stable coins, but we don't want to go down the path of CBDCs.
But a digital currency for a government could be competition to Bitcoin. Did that play into that decision? Well,
I mean, any government can create a stable coin. So, but I think the U.S. Dollar is already the world's reserve currency. So I'm not really worried about competition there. I just want to extend, or I believe that what we should be doing is extending the dollar's dominance into digital areas, extend it online. And I think that could actually create trillions of dollars of demand for U.S. treasuries. It could be really useful to us in basically supporting our debt and also bringing down long-term interest rates.
David, in the last 30 seconds we have, you are also the AI, the artificial intelligence czar. The executive order was signed on that, making U.S. the capital of artificial intelligence. What does that mean going forward?
Well, like the president said at Davos today, we want to be number one. We want to be the global capital in artificial intelligence as well as crypto. These are two areas that are absolutely vital for the future. They're both cutting edge technologies. The Biden administration had passed this 100-plus page EO of burdensome regulation. It was just unnecessarily cumbersome. The industry hated it. They were complaining about it. President Trump promised to rescind that Biden EO. He's done that now, and we're going to replace it with something much better.
There you have it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's your new crypto czar, and it sounds a lot different than the last 4 years, doesn't it? So I ask you this question because, look, truthfully, we have been river dancing on top of this entire market and where the trends are going and where we're seeing all of this, and it is unfolding exactly the way we have discussed 1,000 times, and that makes me feel good because it's not wasted conversation. We are river dancing on top of this thing. We're doing very well figuring this thing out. So now you have to ask yourself, coming back to a chart from XRP-Crypto from all the way back in November of 24, he put out confirmed kaboom the market cap. How much market cap do you believe the crypto market will gain? We're at 3.79 now. Hell, I'll even round it to 4 trillion right now. By the end of 25, where do you think we sit? Do you think the crypto market cap will be 6 trillion, 8, 10, 12, 15 trillion? In 1 year, depending on legislation and how this goes, continues to unfold in this manner, we could see legislation passed by the end of summer into fall of this year. So what does the market cap for crypto look like? 8 trillion, 10? I'm thinking somewhere between 8 and 10. And I don't have the answer. I'm absolutely guessing. But then if I look at that and I say, okay, well, I do believe that the market could collectively have 8 to 10 trillion in the market size. How much of that could be captured by XRP? Especially if we find out that the digital asset strategic stockpile reserve ends up having XRP in it. Will we capture 1 trillion, 1.8 trillion, which gives us north of a $30 XRP? Or we capture a little less and have 16, 10, or a $4 XRP, depending on the volume and size. One thing I do know is that we're currently sitting right now at 183 billion plus. So then you ask yourself, we're not far. We're 100 billion away from having almost just under a $5 XRP. 100 billion. That's not far. We double our market cap and we're really dancing and knocking on Ethereum's doorstep. And we got the number 2 spot. And with all the crazy talk we're hearing out of Bitcoin maxis, because they absolutely wanted a strategic Bitcoin reserve to create a monopoly and shut the rest of us out, should tell you 2 things. One, the Bitcoin maxis are all about themselves and be damn everyone else. And number 2, As mad as the Bitcoin maxis are, deep down, whether they realize it or not, they know Bitcoin doesn't stand a chance next to XRP and many, many other digital assets in this space. Technology against technology. That's not maxi talk. That's just the damn truth. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.